Hi everyone. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, it's better. Hi everybody. So I haven't been on much. Yesterday I really didn't do anything all day. I uploaded a couple of things last night, and I've got to say I'm losing heart with everything. Since the racism accusation, which was totally unfounded, untrue, as my relatives and friends will tell you and have told you in some instances, totally untrue. It's damaged my channel and it's damaged me in a way, because it's made me feel very embittered towards people who could take the uploading of a silly little clip from a 1950s advert as an attack on black people. And you know, racism comes in many forms. You can have black people who are actually racist towards white people. You can have white people who are racist towards white people. What happened to me, it wasn't racist towards me, but what it was a misogynist, garlic bread, a woman hater, in my opinion, who has targeted various women on here, duped them into thinking they were engaged to him, i.e. Breezy, and Jessica Rubble, who inserted herself between them. You know, she'd insert herself, or attempt to, between the Pope and his mission to spread the word of God. She's just that sort of individual, you know. The sort of individual who I would say lock up your husbands, because they aren't safe from her. If they don't succumb to her dubious charms, then she'd probably, well, who's to say what she'd do? You know, like you can get men who go like El Shami on the attack. Well, so you can get women who go on the attack also. So there's been the racism against me, which was totally unfounded, totally untrue. And sorry, this is a hay fever again. And then the emails, which, you know, I haven't heard anything yet. I hope I do. But they're all there in a file. I've got them. The police have got them. I'm thinking of doing something else with them also, the copies I've got, and sending them elsewhere, because whoever it is needs to be outed for what they've done. And I've seen people in Jessica Rubble's chat again saying that I sent them to myself. Well, that's just total, it doesn't even merit a reply. It's just so ludicrous that those emails and the disgusting things that they said about me would have been sent by me to me. Catch yourselves on, idiots. And then there's all that, and then there was the Jessica Rubble business with her and the mob mentality coming after me. What for? Because she thought a word I used in something to do with El Shami was directed at her. Darling, if I wanted to direct a word at you, I would direct it as now, Jessica Rubble. You're not important to me. You attempt to insinuate yourself on my channel. I don't want you here. You tag me in various videos. Why? I'm not interested in you, your videos, or anything that you get up to. To me, you're just somebody to avoid. You know, you're on the other side of the street as far as I'm concerned. You're just not the sort of person I would want as a friend or an acquaintance. So it's best we keep our distance. But to go out of your way and to say that I'd said these things about you, and then to stir the pot and get it going and leave your friends to attack me. You know, a great big coward can hide very easily among a great big mob, and that's what you did. That's what you did. You know, you and El Shami. Probably, you know, you'd be a match made in heaven. So there's all that, and then, of course, there's what I've been covering on the channel. I didn't intend ever to be a reaction channel. I still don't consider myself to be a reaction channel. I do react to certain things, and I have watched Chantal for about 5 years now, probably over 5 years. From when she first, I'll tell you when it was first, when she first had 600 viewers. That's from when I watched her. And and Jessica Rubble saying, I haven't been around in Gaul world that long. What the F is Gaul world? That's just a newfangled name given to a whole lot of women who like to criticise and dissect every word and every nuance from a certain foodie beauty simply because she has invited it by her lifestyle. She has invited it, she has wanted it. It has grown her channel to over 90,000 subs. They've subscribed not because they like her in the main, but because she is a train wreck and they don't want to miss what happens next. Which brings me on to the fact that what happens next doesn't seem to be very much, does it? I think what attracted people to her was the mess that she was, the bad language, the dirty, horrible, obscene bodily noises, the filth that she lived in, filth and squalor, and her promiscuity of sleeping around with so many different men, and then it was going through a house full of men, didn't she? And then it was married men, and then, but I think the whole thing started really to sour for me was to see how she treated those animals, and that was way before BBJ and the arc where she wanted to get rid of the animals. It was seeing just how the food was just thrown on the floor, fresh, dry food on top of old food, on a filthy carpet ingrained with muck and slime. That's what those animals had to endure for years. You know, she can say BBJ lasted that long because of her. No, Chantal, BBJ lasted that long in spite of you. In spite of you. And now that little girl, yes, French fried girl, got her away, and she's got a nice home. She has had now, BBJ, even if the worst happened now, at the age of 17 years and 3 months she is now, isn't she? Not the 21 that you were saying. Even if the worst happened now, that little girl has had 2 months of quality care, of love and attention, of good food, and just been thoroughly spoilt as a cat, as an animal, as any animal that you take on responsibility for should be. So it's all soured, and now we've got this arc in I was going to say Transylvania. Why has that suddenly come to mind as Dracula? This arc in Kuwait with Salah, and it's fake, but it's sort of overlapping now for me into a real life scenario. Does she really think that that's what he has, as a 29, 30-year-old man, that he is settling for this, being tied to one woman who can't give him children? That's not a dig at you, it's a fact. when he can take another 3 wives if he can support them. So why would he stay with just being with you? You might be number 1 wife, but he might have a number 2 wife and number 3 wife. Be prepared. So I'm happy to look at that sort of one remove from it, not for it to make up my whole channel, which it hasn't been doing. I've been, as you've noticed, over the past few months, I've been inserting other videos that interest me here and there, and I'm going to continue to do that. But one thing that I also thought I might like to sort of put a focus on, because it might be of interest to other people too, a lot of other people, and help a lot of other people, is what this channel was intended to be a diary of Alf and me and the problems that we went through and everything. It tended not to be too much of that, apart from me going to the nursing home every day, making the food every day, and that's what it was. But now there's just me, and I've only got me to contend with it, much as the kids come and I love them and everything. You know, at the end of the day, when these doors are closed, there's only me here, me and my thoughts and my memories. And sometimes my thoughts are very dark thoughts, very, very dark, to the point where I don't really want to be here anymore. And nobody and nothing can talk me out of when I'm in that frame of mind. Nothing and no one can talk me round. It's just time. I'm not going to go on medication for it. I know the reason for it. I know the grieving process is largely to do with it. I don't know how long the grieving process is going to last for me. Some people get over it get over it, get through it, and learn to live with it within the first few months. With me now, it's going on for 2 years, 3 years. It's 2 years and how many months? 2 years and 9 months. So it's 33 months. And I still have these dark thoughts quite often. And I have to work through them. I have to lean into them. I can't do anything but do that. I can't pull myself up by my shoe straps. It's impossible. But I won't let myself sink any lower than I need to go. Even if it's putting one foot out of bed and then putting the other foot out of bed and then standing up, I will do that. And some days it's an effort. Yesterday was an effort. And so I'm thinking that what's going on with me, and for you to see the raw openness of what's going on with me, how I'm getting through this phase of widowhood, aloneness, and how I'm trying to still make myself look presentable, reasonably. I haven't been looking after my diet. All I've been eating is sweets and chocolate. Nothing that takes any more effort than putting my hand in a box. That's been me the past couple of days. But I'm thinking now that if it's going to be of help to other people, if it's going to be of help to me also to record these days, and it's going to be of help to other people to see how these days affect me and how if they're going through something similar, they're not alone in it. They certainly aren't. And I'm thinking that focusing on me a lot more than I have been. Yeah, do Chantal in between and other bits in between. But I also think I have something to offer in the journey that I'm on. And we all know how that journey is going to end. It's going to end with me dying. We know that. Because it's the ageing process. That's the order of things. When that will be, I don't know. I think people who laugh at it and call me names and call me tea and dust, well, they ought to stop and pause and consider that, yes, I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware that I'm 73. I'm well aware that I probably don't have a lot of life before me. And I want to make the most of what I do have. And I want to share it with as many people as I can in the hope that it will help them somehow to get through whatever they're going through. Am I making sense? I hope I am. Anyway, I'll be back later. I may well do a live later. I'll see. I'm expecting my son shortly, so I'll see you a little bit later on. And I'd like to know your thoughts on what I've said. I think I would. Okay, bye-bye.